Happy holidays as you yawn there.
Yeah. Oh,
You've had a bit. We both had a little bit of a busy couple weeks, so we
yeah.
weren't right on it when winter is coming, and now it's already here. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah. It's here. It's come. It's gone. We got a glorified Iron Man match with no ending. Um, but yeah, tons of wrestling in the past. Hell, when did we do one of these last 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah,
2 weeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
so I'm going to start off with some big news for today. So this Hammerstein Ballroom show, GCW show that's happening next month, we are getting Jonathan Gresham versus Blake Christian for the the ROH World Championship. So Ring of Honor
okay.
may be kind of down for the count at the moment, but it's they're still trying to keep that in everyone's mind with Jonathan Gresham title defense like right away. So I think that's pretty cool.
So even if the company itself isn't functional, the talent is still trying to keep it alive. So
Right.
that's kind of a cool thing to see. I'm
And
I'm still just waiting for the Briscoes to show up and defend those belts wherever, because like those guys are, I love those guys. They're dirty
yeah.
and they're grungy and they're just entertaining to watch.
Well, so they are definitely going to be on the show. So the Briscoes and Eddie Kingston are two people that have been confirmed for the show. And while Matt Cordona has said he quit GCW, he also said he's planning a WrestleMania entrance for this show at the Hammerstein Ballroom. So even though he might have quit, he's still going to show up, and it's going to be perhaps a ridiculous night to behold. What an amazing kind of turn of events for this gentleman
Yeah,
in 2021. Like if
like
we're kind of like looking back right now anyway. So
yeah, I mean this guy, and he summed it up best himself on Twitter. I think it was a week ago where he posted that WWE was his developmental.
yeah,
He learned what he needed, and then he figured out how to do this shit on his
yeah,
own. It's been amazing to watch. He's doing some stuff that when you go back and you watch it or you hear him talk about it, you can tell he's still not 100% on board with some of the spots that he's doing for GCW, but like he's doing it because that's
yeah.
what keeps the checks flowing in. And now he's got Chelsea's with him on these shows and stuff, and he is working these crowd. Hell, it's for all the love that Nick Gage gets at these shows. I've never seen anybody work the GCW crowd quite as hard as Cardona does.
Yeah.
It's all heat, but God, he does it so well.
Um, and let's see. And then tonight on NXT, we're supposedly, I mean, it's not confirmed, but they're going back and forth on it on Twitter. AJ Styles may be stepping up against Grayson Waller in tonight's NXT, or at least confronting them. Maybe not. They might not have a match, but they might have a match down the road, maybe a month from now or something like that. Who knows? But it sounds very much like AJ Styles might be showing up tonight.
So AJ got destroyed by Omos on Raw, and that was his
Yeah.
demotion to NXT. Now he's got to go put over Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
I
I supposedly we got some NFL competition tonight, so maybe they're just wanting to make sure that like they don't get completely obliterated in the ratings tonight. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, the
Yeah.
NFL schedule got completely wrecked this weekend. NFL, the NBA, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Like half their teams are like laid out with COVID. Um,
Oh,
like
Omicron Percy I ate
yeah,
whatever.
just destroying people.
Yeah.
And I was under the impression that the NBA had mandate like they've got players that can't go into their team facilities because they're not vaccinated. So
Mm,
it's laying out teams of vaccinated athletes.
yeah.
So yeah, this Omicron is it's a little bit terrifying, but
Yeah.
so we'll see. Hopefully, we can at least get the crew to the performance center to put on the
Yeah.
show tonight. Or maybe that's it. Maybe they had a bunch of positive tests, and AJ Styles is kind of filling a void. Um,
Yeah.
plus, if you watched NXT last week, LA Knight got laid out pretty heavily by Grayson Waller, so it's a good thing for him not to show up. Kind of sell the beat down that he took.
I guess it'll be interesting in the next couple of weeks. I mean, hopefully everyone stays healthy and stuff like that. But there's a pretty decent chance that the shows for the next couple of weeks could get on all promotions could get disrupted. So if that does, hopefully everyone is safe and healthy, and this GCW show happens, because it does sound like a really cool night and something I might actually watch. I don't typically try to watch GCW shows. I think the last one I watched is when Funches faced Tony Deppen. But yeah, like I think the biggest of the main companies. Well, we have Day One that could be in jeopardy, and then we also have the Battle of the Belts on the 8th. So who knows? But hopefully
It,
everyone stays safe and healthy.
Atlanta's kind of a hotbed right now.
Yeah.
At least AEW knows that. Uh, what 2 days before New Year's, they're already in Jacksonville. So if they need to
Right.
just refund tickets for Daly's place, it's not like they haven't done this for a year already.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the numbers on Atlanta right now are not looking good for that show getting to go forward. I mean, even
Yeah.
just a week out, which is kind of a terrifying thing to say 2 years into this.
Yeah. Well, everybody, anyone that's listening and all that stuff, I hope you and your family kind of stay safe this holiday, and we'd love to have you with us next year, which is a very morbid thing to say just now. So no, let's just move
Yeah,
on to
we'd love to
winter
have
is
you on
coming.
the show.
Yeah.
Just shoot us an email. Let us know if you want to be on here. We'll talk about
All
anything
right.
you want. Apparently, we got a guy that wants to debate me over who the greatest of all time is. Um, I will die on the hill that says it's Shawn Michaels. But
Oh, was that on your baby's post the
yeah,
other day where you were okay?
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Our good friend Corey said that since he knows I'm exhausted from baby stuff, he wouldn't debate me in a public forum, but that he could in many ways tell me how wrong I am. So
Oh
I
wow. Okay.
bring it, bud. Let's debate it.
Oh man. It might be is get some heat like Matt Cordona in here. Like we'll see what happens.
Right.
So winter is coming. Winter is coming. So we kind of touched on it. So that match went an incredibly long time,
It did.
and I think I would have been fine with the time limit draw if they just didn't do that 2 months ago with Kenny and also with
Yeah.
Danielson. So I think, but on the other hand, like this is the intensity that I wanted from the Omega and Hangman match to begin with, and I like to see that Hangman can bring it, because I've never seen Hangman go maybe more than 20 minutes. So um, it's awesome that we got to see that, and it was an incredible match. I just didn't like the ending,
Yeah.
just
I
because
and
it was done recently.
I don't want to take anything away from Hangman,
Yeah.
but uh, Danielson did some massively heavy lifting in this one. He bought Hangman a ton of time, just working the crowd, and all of the things that I saw in this match from him were all of the things that I had heard he was
Yeah.
prior to being like, yeah, prior to his WrestleMania moment.
Mhm.
So that was kind of an astounding thing to see, just how damn good he can be. Um, so yeah, the match was great. I'm with you. Um, I gave it a lot of energy and attention, in a time where I really don't have either. So that the time limit draw. I mean, AEW has been a company for what, 2 years, and this is like the
The
fourth or
third
fifth
one.
one of the yeah.
It's the
I
third
mean,
one. Yeah.
I I got it the first time. The Darby Cody match, it needed that,
Mhm.
because Darby needed another shot at that belt, and it wasn't quite time to take it off Cody. It made
Well,
sense.
and then it was also just to say, hey, this is possible in AEW. This is just something that,
Yeah,
because it was an early show, so it was one of those either Fight for the Fallen, I think maybe, or the other one, Fighter Fest. I think it was Fight for the Fallen. but yeah, it did definitely showed that okay, this is something that can happen in AEW, and I think I one thing I liked about um the Danielson and Omega match is it'd been like 2 years, basically. I
Yeah.
think maybe a little over 2 years since we got it, and then now we get it again 2 months later, 3 months later. At this point, I don't know what time is anymore, but I do know it was at least 2 years before we got another time limit draw. And I thought that was a good sparing use of it, but just to see it again so soon and with Danielson, um, maybe they'll surprise me. They'll work that into some kind of like Danielson Iron Man thing or something like that. But I do want to see this match again. I do want to see a clear winner though next time, and they better not do some kind of half-ass finish going forward.
Oh no! The
Yeah,
next time this match happens, they're both just going to get destroyed by the new undisputed Super Click. Um, so I'm down for it, like wholeheartedly down for whatever turns this into like some massive thing where the two of them and Adam Cole are involved in ongoing angles. Um, I do I don't know, something about it felt weird too, since they do such a good job of like planning things out. I mean, and maybe it's only in like, this storyline and the rest of it they just kind of like week to week. um but I feel like the world title has always been this well thought out, like long-term plan. um I almost wonder um if Moxley was supposed to beat Danielson in
I
that
think so.
tournament,
Yeah.
because then Moxley could have eaten a clean loss to Hangman. At this point, I don't know, but at that, I mean, either way, Danielson has a loss at this point, so I don't know. Um, I mean, I know you don't want to immediately take the belt right back from Hangman,
Mhm.
um, but some part of me really digs that underdog thing that he worked for so long. Every time he gets just there, but not quite.
Right.
Now he's got the belt. If he had like immediately lost the belt and slipped back into like the Hangman that they had worked for a full year, I would have been on board for it.
Mhm.
Um,
I
Plus,
almost
it,
feel like
it it would have been somebody other than Punk taking that belt away from him, which is like my only like worst case scenario. Honestly, immediately put Hook into a program with Hangman and let Hook have the belt. Just anybody, anybody but Punk. I
and also I kind of feel like Danielson's whole thing plan was that um oh, great. So they're doing landscaping outside, which is great. But my thing with Danielson is I think he was planning on like it was looking better for travel to Japan. I felt like he was going to do a kind of a big run for a few months in AEW and then hop over to Japan and kind of disappear for a little bit, and then come back again, and then get another big run. But I think plans changed with Mox needing some time off, and with Omega needing to disappear. I think they're kind of leaning on him as a workhorse because we know CM Punk's not that person. So they want someone big to carry it, and I think Danielson's doing an excellent job uh, filling in, but I think they're a little hesitant on having him lose either. So it's I'm interested to see where this is going. I just want some kind of definitive win next time. But
Yeah,
this show it exhausted me, and I watched the rest of the show, and I know there were good matches, but I I just couldn't get my energy back after that whole match happened. And not saying that it wasn't particularly the ending that sapped the energy from me. It was just literally the tension of that last 15 minutes specifically.
yeah,
Um, Even though I had a feeling, well, especially once it hit that 1 minute mark, is like, okay, they're moving around too slow for this thing to actually finish in that last minute. But I had a feeling that it was going to end in a time limit draw. and unfortunately I was right, but it still took my energy. I know we had a good match with Sheeta and
Serena
Deeb.
Deeb. Yeah.
Yeah, Serena Deeb, um, which we got Sheeta actually pulling out that win there. And then also we had Maxwell Jacob Friedman versus Dante Martin, which MJF retained. But
Yeah.
Dante is looking good as always. Who knows what the actual storyline for this kid is? But I don't know.
Yeah. It bounces around a lot, so we'll see. And then I I guess it's been 2 weeks. So do we talk about our Lord and Savior of professional wrestling now? Can
Yes.
can we talk about how amazing Hook is?
Yeah.
I'm jumping on the bandwagon, I know, but and he's clearly been training like hell for a long time because everything was like very crisp and seamless and
Yeah.
um like a brand new student. There weren't any like there were no flaws at all.
Yeah.
Um, it was it was kind of miraculous to see from somebody that was wrestling his first big match for
And then
a
he
major
was a
promotion.
meme.
Yeah,
He was a meme for a year, and it was just like one of the first times that Punk showed up, like some people were holding up Punk fears Hook like signs, like he hadn't even wrestled yeah, he was coming from Taz, he was his kid, and he was a good athletic kid in high school and stuff, but that doesn't mean anything. Like
yeah.
we see some really athletic people on NXT that they've hired some green people, and they're not nearly as good their first time out like as Hook was.
I mean,
It's everything.
we've watched Brock Anderson wrestle.
Yeah. Oh
So
God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's example number one right
yeah,
there.
nepotism doesn't always get talent.
Yeah.
I mean, we got real lucky with Shane McMahon and now Hook.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I mean, even then, as you look at those early Shane McMahon days, and even
the
close to current day T Rex punches, uh, he's a lot more showman than than actual like with a couple big spots than actual like athletic dude.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, man, like I'm excited for more things from him, just from everything, just from him like just putting his head on the turnbuckle like during the introductions where he just like did not give a shit. Like just his whole presence and stuff is great. And then props to Fuego del Sol, like, and also Taz even kind of broke character to tweet at Fuego to like thank him for being such an amazing like kind of dance partner for his son for that
yeah,
first match. Yeah, he sold the shit out of everything.
yeah.
And that
It
was
everything about it
yeah,
was great, but the fact that he kept it so crisp and clean with, I mean, he had to have had some nerves,
yeah,
but he really is. And it's funny you mentioned the like not give a shit thing because the whole demeanor he carries all the time. He is New Jersey Orange Cassidy.
yeah,
Um, like he just looks like New Jersey to me.
yeah,
I guess it's technically Long Island, but
yeah,
yeah, he's Orange Cassidy from New Jersey. He just does not give a shit, and it shows in everything he does. So yeah, I'm completely on board with the internet going a bit too far with the like the the Hook love.
yeah,
It but he really did. I was impressed. A couple more matches and I may be right there with everybody.
yeah,
Because I'll admit I was on the Braun Breaker train like real damn early. Before he even really got to prove it in more matches, but now he's hitting Frankensteiners and shit. So I guess we can. I'm gonna be honest with you. Last night's Raw, aside from seeing that Omos attacked AJ Styles and that team is done, it didn't turn up on Hulu today, so I didn't get to listen to it while I tried to take a 20-minute nap. Um, so I don't know what happened on Raw last night. Last week's show was fine. It was just kind of more of the same. Um, so Kevin Owens re-signing changes things a bit.
Yeah,
As I
and
just
then
assumed he was eating a pin and then on his way out the door, and now he could be winning this damn thing at day one.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does add some predictability, and good on him for getting supposedly that big money deal. And if nothing else, if he's not protected from being fired, so worst case, he can always just if he gets fired, he gets to get that money for a
yeah.
year, few months, or whatever, and then make a jump somewhere else to where his friends are. So, but I do think he actually does enjoy being in WWE and stuff like that, and he likes the stability it provides for his family, the money it does. And
And
his
like,
kid is big now.
yeah,
Like,
and like I told you the other day too, like when they announced that he had re-signed, he's kind of because they don't have Paul White anymore.
yeah,
And they need that guy that can literally just like on a dime heel face turn just because they need somebody to fill a role.
yeah,
So the fact that he got a big paycheck, it makes sense because he's good, but he also fills this massive void that they have had for quite a while now. Um, I mean, unless they want to break up RK Bro and let Orton fill that role, but I think he'd get bored with it real quickly.
right. Um, and then yeah, and then also Sami Zayn, although he's not necessarily in the conversation as far as day one's concerned, but Sami Zayn, it reportedly also just re-signed, but like quietly, like a couple of months ago.
I think
So
Sammy's gonna have a hand in the finish of that
yeah,
Roman Lesnar match in a way that they can keep the belt on Roman.
right,
Um, I I honestly it wouldn't entirely surprise me at this point if Sami Zayn pulled off a Rumble win. Just with the push he's been, they've teetered on it, but it's felt intentional.
yeah,
Um, to the point where I could see him winning the Rumble. Um, Even though if I had the money to put on it right now, because I think it's still 10,000 to 1 odds that
mm.
Austin Theory's going to win. If I could put $100 on Austin Theory right now, I still think that he's about to get just the rocket up the card shoved right up his ass. Um,
I
I
see
think
these
yeah.
I see these betting odds. Is there actually a place where we could do such a thing?
I think you can do it through DraftKings, but I don't think the payouts are anywhere near as good. I know there were like a bunch of laws on the ballot this year that would have allowed
Yeah.
you in most states to start placing bets online. Um,
Or do I need to drive to Vegas, like just to put $100 bet for you on Austin
I don't know.
Theory?
Shit. Oh man. Well, I guess it would be too late. I was gonna say I was trying to strategically figure out how to take my mom to that Garth Brooks one man show in
Oh man,
Vegas, but it's a month after the Rumble, so that does me no good. I was going to say I could use this as a secondary excuse, uh, but
yeah. Well, anything noteworthy happened in NXT besides AJ Styles maybe showing up tonight?
AJ Styles maybe show up. Oh shit! Tonight's card is going to be really good. Um, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai are having a street fight, which I'm looking forward to. I mean, yeah, it's a match that they've done a couple of times already now, but Dakota Kai takes some bumps, man. So there
Yeah.
there could be some gnarly stuff in that one. There's another. I can't even remember the other match that they announced
So I
during the
I
show
got a
last week.
I got the card pulled up tonight. So we have Pete Dunne versus our favorite
That one.
Tony D'Angelo. We have Grizzled Young Vets versus the Creed Brothers,
Okay.
Dexter Loomis versus Trick Williams, and
Oh,
Von Wagner in action.
okay. So the
It doesn't say who he's in action with, but I'm sure
it's a
I'm sure it's going to be
squash
a squash
match.
match. Yeah,
They're trying to build him as their. I saw a meme this morning, and it was a little fucked up, but it was the Great Khali plus Edge equals Von Wagner, and it was like spot on. So
well,
if you merge those two human beings together, it makes a Von
yeah,
Wagner. So he's going to get pushed as their Great Khali, but you've got this thing with Grayson Waller and LA Knight that has been kind of slow burning a bit. Grayson Waller post jumping Gargano on his way out the door. They're trying to push him as this like the anti black and gold guy, um, simultaneously with the like he's the social media guru that everyone online talks about. Like that's not true at all. Of the 2.0 guys, he is like, I don't know, fifth or sixth on that list. Um, but it could be good. He did have a couple of matches when I still gave 205 Live the benefit of the doubt that I was pretty impressed with. It was mostly his opponents making him look good,
Mm.
which I don't know where those guys have ended up. Well, one of them, Anthony Henry, is his name now. I can't remember what his name was on there, but I saw him at the Seven Oaks Community Center, a mile from my house, team up with JD Drake against the Buff and Fluff Connection. Anyone
Wow.
not from Columbia is not familiar with the Buff and Fluff Connection. Those guys are amazing. Um, I don't know that they'll ever hit the big time, but that I buy tickets to these shows just to see those guys. But yeah, Grayson Waller LA Knight thing's going well. The Pete Dunne match with Tony D'Angelo, I still hate the damn gimmick, but that match should be pretty good. And like I said, the Raquel Gonzalez Dakota Kai street fight is going to be worth turning the show on tonight.
Right. Well, I think we'll catch you up next week. But until then, have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate, and if not, then whatever you choose to celebrate. But enjoy some wrestling. Stay safe. Ring the bell. Also do that.
Yeah,
Support us as a
milk the
Christmas
cow,
present to
ring
us.
the bell. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Boxing Day. There's 82 more of these. If you sell it, Merry Festivus. Just
Yes.
just do it safely. We'd like to see you back in the new year.
And
I'm gonna send gift cards to his landscape team for Christmas because they
oh
always pick
man.
the landscape team and the mariachi band that practices next
Oh
door. They're
man.
getting gift cards.
Yeah,
Uh,
that one time we had to postpone for like an hour because like there was just a mariachi band just going for forever, really. So anyway, well, we'll be back next week and for kind of a little bit of a recap. And until then, take it easy.
Yeah. Oh, and while I've still
Oh,
got you, if you think about it, Walmart still has the collectible Holiday Fiend pops. Um,
nice. Oh
get
wow.
one while you can. It's still amazing. They didn't even go on sale until like a week ago. Um, so Funko had clearly already mass produced these things, but it's going to be like the CM Punk pop that's really hard to get. So this one's not going to end up in a holiday giveaway. Uh, that one I'm gonna hang on to and see what it does value wise. But
Nice.
Merry holidays, and we will see you soon.
Put moose on top of your Christmas tree.